Generally speaking, a howling wilderness does not howl, it is the imagination of the traveler that does the howling. Every day or two, I stroll to the village to hear some of the gossip which is incessantly going on there, circulating either from mouth to mouth, or from newspaper to newspaper, and which, taken in homeopathic doses, was really as refreshing in its way as the rustle of leaves and the peeping of frogs. To be awake is to be alive. Most of the luxuries and many of the so-called comforts of life are not only not indispensable, but positive hindrances to the elevation of mankind. If you would convince a man that he does wrong, do right. Men will believe what they see. Read the best books first, or you may not have a chance to read them at all. I was more independent than any farmer in Concord, for I was not anchored to a house or farm, but could follow the bent of my genius, which is a very crooked one, every moment. The savage in man is never quite eradicated. Books are the treasured wealth of the world and the fit inheritance of generations and nations. It is never too late to give up our prejudices. So thoroughly and sincerely are we compelled to live, reverencing our life, and denying the possibility of change. This is the only way, we say, but there are as many ways as there can be drawn radii from one center. All change is a miracle to contemplate, but it is a miracle which is taking place every instant. Ignorance and bungling with love are better than wisdom and skill without. It is usually the imagination that is wounded first, rather than the heart, it being much more sensitive. It is the greatest of all advantages to enjoy no advantage at all. We shall see but a little way if we require to understand what we see. I have found that hollow, which even I had relied on for solid. How vain it is to sit down to write when you have not stood up to live. We are not what we are, nor do we treat or esteem each other for such, but for what we are capable of being. A broad margin of leisure is as beautiful in a man's life as in a book. Haste makes waste, no less in life than in housekeeping. Keep the time, observe the hours of the universe, not of the cars. The artist is he who detects and applies the law from observation of the works of genius, whether of man or nature. The artisan is he who merely applies the rules which others have detected. Our moments of inspiration are not lost though we have no particular poem to show for them, for those experiences have left an indelible impression, and we are ever and anon reminded of them. Do what nobody else can do for you. Omit to do anything else. Shall I not have intelligence with the earth? Am I not partly leaves and vegetable mold myself? It appears to be a law that you cannot have a deep sympathy with both man and nature. Great men, unknown to their generation, have their fame among the great who have preceded them, and all true worldly fame subsides from their high estimate beyond the stars. There is but one stage for the peasant and the actor. Justice is sweet and musical, but injustice is harsh and discordant. There will never be a really free and enlightened state until the state comes to recognize the individual as a higher and independent power, from which all its own power and authority are derived, and treats him accordingly.
Being is the great explainer.